Hey guys, Gizmoddict here, and I bought the Honor 9X Pro so that you don't end up buying one. You see, when I made my Honor 9X Pro first impressions when the phone was announced, a lot of people criticized me in the comments saying that don't judge the phone before using it, first use the phone, then pass comments about it, the phone is not as bad as you think it is, etc. etc. So here I am, I got the phone in the first sale, I have been using it since the last 7 to 8 days. And today I'm gonna tell you why you shouldn't be putting your money on the Honor 9X Pro. This phone is a complete mess and there are a lot of reasons to explain. So let's start with the first one. So as you know, the biggest problem of the Honor 9X Pro is the fact that there are no Google Play services on this phone. And when I mentioned that in my video, a lot of people were like, hey, it's easy, you can just install the Google Play Services APK, you can install Google Play Store APK and things will just function normally. Well, it doesn't. As you see, I have installed the Google Play Store APK, I have installed the Google Play Services APK, YouTube APK and some other Google Services APKs, and they do not work on this phone. Some people linked me some videos too, but the thing is, by this method, just by APK installing, Google Play Services will not work on your Honor 9X Pro. As you can see right now, I have all of these Google apps installed, but they do not work. Google Play Store crashes all the time. YouTube kind of works, you can search for videos and watch them, but then the problem is you cannot log into your YouTube account or you cannot do anything. You cannot log in into your Google account on this phone. Even Google Chrome works sometimes, but it crashes every 1-2 minutes and you once again you cannot sign into your account. And all of the other Google apps were also not working. So that's the problem. Google services, you cannot just install an APK and get it to work. There is a separate method to install Google Play services. It's a little bit complicated, but I'll be covering that in my future video. So as of now, just keep this in mind. Just by installing the APK, you will not get Google services on the Honor 9X Pro. So because of that, no Google Play Store, no Google Maps, no Google Pay, no Google Drive. You cannot even sync your WhatsApp backup because there is no Google Drive support. You'll have to do it manually. So that's my first point. Google services aren't available. It will not work with APKs, and there is a separate procedure which I'll cover in a separate video. Now let's get to point 2. So a lot of people, in fact a lot of reviewers in their videos about the Honor 9X Pro said that just because you don't have Google Play Store, it's not a big deal. You have Huawei's AppGallery and you can install apps from this app called APK Pure. So I'm going to talk about the app gallery later. Let's talk about the APK Pure app first. So this is a third-party app. You first have to install the APK Pure store on your phone and then you can download literally every app because you will have to get something like APK Pure, because even basic apps like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and your Spotify, all of this is not available in the Huawei's app gallery. So I installed APK Pure, but the problem is that the APK Pure was very buggy on my phone. Half of the time it was not working on Wi-Fi. I had to switch to mobile data. I thought it might be a Wi-Fi issue, but as soon as I tried it on any other phone that I had, it was working fine. But somehow I managed to get it working. But the thing is, every time you install an app through APK Pure, you will have to, deal with this pop-up which will ask you if you want to install the app. It will run a security check and so on. APK Pure also will update your apps, but then once again, when you're updating like 16 apps in a row, every time you update your app, you will get this pop-up for every single app which will ask if you want to install on security check and all of that. So that is a little bit annoying. In Google Play Store, everything happens in the background, so you literally don't have to do anything. But here, you'll have to take that extra step. So yeah, APK Pure works. You can get your apps from there. You can update your apps, but it requires a little bit more of effort. But then here also with APK Pure, like I said, it's a little bit buggy. And the other thing that I didn't like is that you do get some weird ads sometimes on APK Pure. Normally you see YouTubers complaining about ads in Xiaomi browser and all of that, and then they recommend you APK Pure which has ads like these. So yeah, APK Pure is kind of a solution, but I don't like the user interface. It feels very cheap and it's overall not a good user experience. It's not gonna be as smooth and seamless like the Google Play Store. Now let's get to the third part, which is Huawei's app gallery. First of all, why the heck do I have to see this 5-second pop-up every once in a while when I open the app gallery? I don't know why Huawei is doing it. Why are they pushing ads? Because this is literally an ad and you have to wait for 5 seconds to skip it. So that instantly kills the user experience right there, and I feel these guys should stop it. Just push an update and stop these pop-up ads. They can be annoying, and you guys are already not creating a very good impression in the first place, and this is just gonna ruin it further. But anyways, let's talk about the app gallery. The app gallery on the Honor 9X Pro needs a lot of work, and it's literally frustrating to use it. The reason I say that it's very annoying to use is that it has the shittiest search algorithm, because if I search for, let's say, Paytm, I'll get 3-4 random apps first, and then I'll get the actual Paytm app. Or otherwise you have to search for Paytm and write the exact words so that that app comes first. I'll give you some other example. For example, if I write Hotstar, I get the 7-8 random apps first, and then I get the Hotstar app. And same is the case with Swiggy. So I don't know what Huawei is doing. I don't know why are they pushing these random apps. Maybe they're paying them money to push these apps first. But how stupid can your search algorithm can be? If I'm writing Swiggy, why am I getting other apps which do not have Swiggy in their name? It's damn weird, and Honor is literally half-assing the app gallery, because majority of the apps that are there here are quick apps. So if you see apps like Ola, Swiggy, Flipkart, Hotstar, ZEE5, SonyLiv, all of these apps are actually web apps which are made by Indus OS, I think. If you go and see the developer of the Hotstar app, for example, it's not the actual Hotstar app that you see on the Google Play Store. It's made by someone called OS Labs, and these are actually web apps. So if you open Flipkart, it opens actually Flipkart Lite. If you open Ola, it will open this really shitty UI of Ola. I think it's a web UI. It's very different from the app that you see on a normal Android phone. Same is the case with Swiggy, ZEE5, SonyLiv, all of these apps. So yeah, that's one of the major problems, that these are web apps. These are not the actual apps that you get on Android phones. So because of that, what happens is that because they are web apps, every once in a while, every 4 to 5 days, they will just erase your login details. So I logged into Flipkart, Hotstar and ZEE5 and all of these apps 4-5 days back, but now that I'm going into the app again, it has completely forgotten about it and I have to enter my login details again. So it does not run like a native app. It will give you like all of the functionality, but it's not as seamless as a native app, and it's also not as fast as the native app. You can see here all of these quick apps, they're kind of slow, especially with apps like SonyLiv and ZEE5. I did see that it was not as smooth as the native app. And every time you are on SonyLiv or ZEE5 or Hotstar or something, it will ask you to download the Android app because you are using a web app, so they think you are not on the official app. This is kind of a jugaad or a DIY thing that Honor has done to get all of the apps here. A lot of these apps are quick apps and the user experience is not as great as a native Android app. And I haven't even gotten to the worst part of the Honor 9X Pro yet. The worst part about this phone is the fact that you cannot stream content on ZEE5, Hotstar and all of these apps. Because this phone is using quick apps and there is some issue with DRM licensing. So if you go into Hotstar, you will be able to play all the free shows and some of the VIP shows, but if you try to play the premium or the VIP shows, some of the VIP shows which are DRM licensed, they will not work here. For example, if I go and play Avengers Endgame or if I play any new movie on the Hotstar app, it will not work and it's throwing a DRM error. So you cannot stream all the content on Hotstar on the Honor 9X Pro. Same is the case with ZEE5. On ZEE5, nothing's working. I tried to play some of the premium shows and once again, it shows a DRM error and it will ask you to download the ZEE5 app, which is not working on the Honor 9X Pro. So Hotstar is out, ZEE5 is out. Even if I talk about SonyLiv, once again, the free content works, but as soon as you try to play some premium content, some movie or something, it will show up a DRM error. So no Hotstar, no ZEE5, no SonyLiv. Netflix is also not working. The Netflix app just refuses to work. And the only app that I got working was Amazon Prime Video. And once again, that only works to 480p or 540p. No HD on Amazon Prime because this phone does not get any kind of DRM wideband certification. I also tried sideloading Hotstar and ZEE5. They also don't work. So don't get your hopes high. This is one of the biggest problems. If you heavily use platforms like Hotstar, ZEE5, SonyLiv, Netflix, you won't get it on the Honor 9X Pro. So for video streaming, this phone is a big thumbs down. Even Uber is not gonna work on the Honor 9X Pro. So if you buy this phone, You're only gonna use Ola, forget about your Uber account, forget something like Uber even existed, because I tried to sideload the app, it's not working. There is no web app or anything for Uber, I guess, so that's not working either. So Uber's not working on the Honor 9X Pro. You just have to use Ola if you decide to call a cab later on. Apart from that, because you don't have Google Play services, so you can't directly sync your WhatsApp data, you can't sync your contacts and Gmail easily. You will have to log in into the email client here. The native Gmail app won't work, and you will not be able to transfer your game data. You'll have to use Facebook or something if you play a lot of PUBG, because Google Play games once again will not work on the Honor 9X Pro. So now the point is, why the heck should I even buy the Honor 9X Pro? Literally nothing's working on this phone. It takes so much efforts to get even simple things working here. So I personally cannot recommend this phone. Even if I talk about the cameras, yes, this phone has really good cameras, but then the thing is, if you install Google Camera on Poco X2, the performance is more or less similar. In fact, Poco X2 is better in some scenarios, so I don't see why you should be picking this phone for camera. Now I know some Honor fanboys will argue that you cannot compare Google Camera, it's unfair. Let them have their moment in the comments. My point is, the camera is not that groundbreaking that you have to buy this phone just for it. This phone doesn't even get 4K video recording. Then apart from that, if we talk about the performance, yes, the performance is good. You can play PUBG on this phone really well. You can play on it on Smooth Plus Ultra by default, and if you use GFX tool, you do get FPS between 50 to 60. But then the point is, by default, it's only gonna work on Smooth Plus Ultra, which any other phone in this price bracket can work. So I don't see why anyone would pick this phone. Plus the fact that this phone is still running on Android 9 is one of the biggest downside of the Honor 9X Pro. And Honor is not even serious about this. They haven't even given us a date about when the Android 10 update will come. And ever since I've gotten the phone, there has been no updates. So normally what happens is that any phone company, when they release a phone, 90% of the time, when you boot up the phone and set it up, you will have one software update. Ever since I've unboxed and set up my Honor 9X Pro, it's been like 7-8 days now. There has been zero updates on this phone, and it's still running on the January security patch. So I don't think Honor is serious about the software. Their app gallery is really messed up. Majority of the streaming apps are not working. You will not get Uber. So I clearly don't see the point of buying the Honor 9X Pro. Now, like I said, there is a way of installing Google Play services on this phone. I'll make a video about that. But even after that, I don't think this phone will 100% function like any other Android phone with Google Play services. So video on that would be coming very soon, and a PUBG review will also be coming soon. But as of now, my point is the Honor 9X Pro is genuinely a mess, and I will not recommend you to get this phone. If you guys have any more questions, please let me know in the comments. This was my video about all the problems with the Honor 9X Pro. If you like it, then like it. If you dislike the video, then press the dislike button twice. Thanks for watching, and I will be back in the notifications very, very soon. Peace.